love doing this because I've been there, I've done it, I've been where you're at right now, and I've been on the other side of the hiring process. Everyone's got some different situation. We've got multiple military services within the Department of Defense, lots of MOSs out there, and everyone has lots of different types of additional duties that they have held. And so you have a lot of questions. And then when you mix that into the civilian transition, it gets even more complicated. And then when you try to work on USA jobs to get a federal job, it almost seems impossible. Having been an E1, I came in right out of high school. I signed up to the military when I was a junior in high school. And I went in the Army as an E1. I went to OCS after 10 years, and then I retired as a major in 2007. When I transitioned, it took me a long time to transition. I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was, and I thought I was more prepared, and I wasn't. Finally, in 2011, I became a federal government employee at the GS-14 level and then later at the GS-15 level. And not only that, I became a federal government hiring manager. And so I've seen the hiring aspect from two different perspectives. And combined, what I've done is I've kind of done just the opposite of what everyone has always told me when I was transitioning. I'm sure a lot of you out there get told, forget what you've learned in the military, be somebody new, somebody different. For me, I had a hard time accepting that because I love to serve. That's who I was. I grew up in the service, and I didn't want to forget that. What I did and what I encourage you to do is leverage what you learned in the military. What I've done with my methodology is I've taken it and basically overlaid it to the battlefield. So, when you go, for a lot of you out there who've deployed, when you prepare to deploy, that's the same process that I encourage you to use when you're preparing to transition. And if you look at it that way, it becomes easy and it becomes intuitive, and you will realize you have the proper instincts to gain an advantage. Everything I do is in military terms. One of the things that I think causes a lot of problems is when we tell transitioning service members like yourselves and like me to translate everything you've done into a civilian language. Well, the problem is most of us have no perspective of what that means in order to do it. And so for me, what I tried to do is make it a little different than that, or basically 180 degrees different, is I want to translate the civilian hiring process into military terminology and methods so you immediately and instinctively understand it, to make sense of this hiring process.